If you have federal student loans, then you need to be aware that the clock is ticking down on federal relief efforts. Without another executive order from President Trump or the passage of a new stimulus package with student loan protection, you will need to be prepared to restart payments on your loans January 31st, 2021, which was the latest extension. So U.S. Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos recently announced the extension of the federal student loan administrative forbearance period through January 31st, 2021. Now, for those of you guys enrolled in a qualifying income-based repayment plan, loan rehabilitation agreement, or public service loan forgiveness program, any paused payments will still continue to count toward the number of payments you need to meet your requirements. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content so far, please tap that like button. It really helps me out. If you're new to the channel, we discuss finance and real estate topics. Consider subscribing as I'm posting new content on a weekly basis. And if you're a returning subscriber, thanks again for your continued support. I appreciate all the JoeDalls. Now, while this extension was not necessarily the solution that millions of Americans were hoping for, it gives at least 41 million federal student loan borrowers whose payments were paused under the CARES Act some breathing room while Congress hopefully hammers out further stimulus measures. So in regards to student loan extension, Betsy DeVos stated the additional 30 days allows Congress to do its job and determine what measures it believes are necessary and appropriate. Now, just to recap, guys, the CARES Act provided a number of financial benefits, including 3 provisions for federal student loan borrowers. The first benefit was that it temporarily paused federal student loan payments. Second, it reduced interest rates on eligible loans to 0%. And finally, it stopped the collection of defaulted student loan debt. So these benefits were set to end on September 30th, but were extended through January 31st of next year. But again, guys, without further government action, borrowers expected to resume making student loan payments in February. However, if you have private student loans, then this type of relief does not apply to you. With that being said, I recommend contacting your private lender directly to see if they can make any accommodations for you if you're experiencing any financial hardship. Also, if you're looking to lower monthly payments and ease the burden of student loan debt, then you may want to consider refinancing your student loans as interest rates are at historical lows right now. Now, some have speculated that Joe Biden will forgive at least $10,000 of student loans next year. But again, you should still plan for loan payments to resume in February. Now, before getting too optimistic, make a best case and worst case scenario budget so that you have a plan for your money no matter what happens. To get a feel for what your worst case scenario budget would look like, check with your federal loan servicers so you know the earliest possible date you could be on the hook to resume any payment. But just as important as your best case scenario, in the short term, think about how you might spend the money you ordinarily use for your monthly loan payment if the freeze continues. So maybe you have high interest debt to pay off. Maybe you want to use the extra cash to build up an emergency fund in a high yield savings account. If you have federal student loans, you still have some time to plan for how you'll manage them once the CARES Act protections end. Now, JoeDalls, there are 5 options you might want to consider. Automatic loan payments is a simple personal finance hack that can make managing student loans so much easier. Putting monthly payments on autopilot can help you avoid the late payments and fees, as well as any damage to your credit score. Also, some loan servicers offer an interest rate discount for automatic loan payment. The next thing is an income-based repayment plan, which can offer lower payments if you're having trouble keeping up with your federal student loans because of a change in income. So choosing an income-based repayment option is helpful for saving money in the near term, since you could significantly lower your payment. This option could also help you qualify for student loan forgiveness. Now, another option is to consolidate your federal loans. So consolidating federal loans will not result in lower rate, but it could make managing federal student loans simpler, since you'll have just one loan payment going forward. Now, that could make it easier to budget for student loan repayments each month. Another option is to extend student loan forbearance, so you may be able to continue pausing those payments temporarily. So again, you may be able to ask for deferment or forbearance periods that allow you to take a break from repaying your loan. You could then use this time to explore student loan refinance or consolidation options. You may also be able to make use of any grace periods you have to defer payment. With most type of federal student loans, you have a 6-month grace period after you graduate, leave school, or drop below half-time enrollment. And of course, you could look at student loan refinancing. So a student loan refinance involves taking out a new loan to pay off existing loans. So So if you have federal student loans, you could refinance them using private student loans. Now, if you do this, just note, if you have federal student loans, then make sure you do your research ahead of time. Reason being, guys, is that federal student loans offer many protections and perks for students, like student loan forbearance and deferment options, income-driven repayment, and potential student loan forgiveness that private student loans do not offer. So therefore, if you switch to private student loans, you could lose some of these benefits and protections. Those who have private student loans do not have these benefits. So refinancing student loans while interest rates are low could yield you lower monthly payments and a better rate, both of which could make managing debt a little bit easier. It's also possible that you may be able to defer making payments to your loan balance beyond the end of January. But for that to happen, one of these scenarios would likely have to take place. So again, President Trump could sign another executive order extending CARES Act forbearance beyond the end of January. The most likely and best option is that Congress could pass another coronavirus stimulus package that would include student loan relief before the end of the year, or President-elect Biden could sign an executive order offering federal student loan relief once he takes office on January 20th. But again, Joe, it's good to think long-term about what it would be like if a portion or all of your student loans were forgiven. So if Biden's stimulus plans make it through Congress, borrowers may be eligible for $10,000 of forgiveness, and some politicians are advocating for as much as $50,000. I mean, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Now, if these proposals come to fruition, that would be a big benefit for borrowers and help to make big dreams such as home ownership or opening business a reality. So, Joe Dolls, while the future is still uncertain at this moment, use this time in limbo to think about how you can make the most of whatever aid comes your way. A little planning can go a long way in helping to boost your finances. If you found value in this video, please be sure to tap that like button and share with others on social media. It really helps to support and grow the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, as I'm posting valuable new content every week. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.